So welcome back everyone to Finding Forex. In this video, I'm just going to be taking you over my weekly analysis. I'm going to be taking you over some of the trades that I've been in, some of the trades that I'm potentially looking at, because there are some quality setups happening within the markets at the moment. So first of all, let's get straight into it. So this is the free Telegram group. This is basically, sometimes I'll post analysis there. Normally in this group, I'll be posting some results. As you can see, we took a GBP AUD trade. It's not going to load again. So basically, we took this GBP AUD trade. As you can see, we got in over 172 pips profit. We closed out at 170 pips profit, which was absolutely crazy. And then if I can just get it to load, which will go down here. This one trade, as you can see at the bottom, this one trade, 170 pips. I had two positions opened, which equates to over 250 pips caught. So basically, I got an entry and then got another entry. And that was towards the downside. I also had a quick scalp towards the upside, totaling in 40 pips. And this totaled in 290 pips caught in this one trade from this one pair. All of this was sent to the premium signals group. As you can see, this was an NJ sell limit, didn't get triggered. I expect this to get triggered. Unfortunately, none of these got triggered. I had an AUD, GBP AUD buy limit. This was slightly earlier on. This, unfortunately, I deleted, but forgot to put in the signals group to delete it, and unfortunately, we did take a small loss. We didn't actually take this Euro USD sell, and then we'll just come down here onto the more recent stuff, right? This is the trade that I'm looking at, which we'll get onto in a second, GBP JPY, which is really good. These are the trades that I want to. So this was the small buy limit, this is the scalp trade, and this was the entry that we got in on the first one over here, GBP AUD sells. Stop loss 1.77502, take profit 175, take profit got smashed, and I actually let the trade run because I forgot to set the take profit properly. All of these were sent to the premium signals group, so if you want access, just head over to my email, findingforex at gmail.com. and you can have all the information there. There'll be a little annotation on screen which you can see the email properly. So that was all sent onto the signals group. Now I'm just going to take you over some of the trades that I'm looking at here today. As you can see in the last video that I uploaded, I actually said I expect price to come to this zone here. It actually tapped it really beautifully on the 1 hour and actually pinned away. I can't remember which time frame I saw it on, but it tapped this zone really beautifully and then started rejecting. It might have even been the 15-minute. Here we go. So look, it tapped this zone beautifully, rejected, and then obviously crashed below, and now we're just consolidating. So not much is happening on gold, but I just want to take you over the AUD JPY trade that I'm looking at, and obviously the GBP JPY trade. So first of all, this is the AJ trade. So this is the AUD JPY trade that's just been sent into the signals group. So as you can see, just really basic and simple stuff. So we've got a nice support resistance zone here. Actually, support and resistance. So was resistance here, turned into support here, and then we've come back. We've just quickly snapped below, but then we've pushed up again. We've created a lower high, and we've created a sort of doji formation on the 4 hour time frame. So we've decided to get in to this trade here. We did have 105 pip stop loss, which is actually a very large stop loss, and normally I would only have around a 50 pip stop loss, but this trade was slightly different. It was more of a swing trade, so we had a slightly higher risk to reward, slightly higher take profit, slightly higher stop loss, and all of that good stuff. So we had 105 pip stop loss, but we have a 567 pip take profit, which is just crazy. But obviously, this is the next zone which I expect some decent interaction at. This is sort of the next major obvious zone that we can target. And as you can see at the moment, we're running nicely in some profits. I expect price to break through here now. We might come up for a retest. I don't know. We might just break through and then just catapult down, because we did have a sort of retest here. So I am expecting this to break, but we just have to be patient and wait and see. That apparently the yen has been quite strong now. It's actually been quite strong all this week. From the 21st of April, we've just been falling downwards. So sort of from the end of last week to the beginning of this week, we've had quite a lot of yen strength. So that's the first trade that I'm looking at. Then we've got GBP JPY. Now this is the money trade that I'm looking to enter. So we need to go actually onto the daily time frame to see this, because it's a bit more zoomed out. All of this trades is taken on the daily time frame. This one here, this is once again more of a swing trade like the previous one, except this one's looking to take the upside potential. As you can see at the moment, we're rejecting the 50% Fibonacci retracement. We've got a nice little support zone there, and we're rejecting the 50% quite nicely. Unfortunately, I didn't want to target this 50% because we have a major zone at the 61.8, and I want to see a retracement into this major zone for a retest and a rejection of the 61.8 Fibonacci zone. So we've got a buy limit set right in here, ready to take this to the upside at a 1 to 10 risk to reward. As mentioned, this is more of a swing trade, so I do expect this trade to play out over a couple of weeks, not within a week or within a couple of days. But that's the trade. Once again, nice resistance zone in here. I want to see it acted as support, so I want to see a 50% break and this support break. At the moment, it doesn't look like it's happening that way, but we will have to wait and see. We're not actually creating much movement at all. We're almost mirroring what happened here, but over here. So I do expect price to reject this zone, this 50% zone, and this 50% Fibonacci retracement, and then I do expect it to push more to the downside to touch us into our 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. As for everything else, if we looked at GBP USD, and now I know quite a few other traders actually took this same trade. Unfortunately, we got stopped out, probably like a lot of other traders. So we have this beautiful weekly zone here. Like, this is what trading is about. It's so satisfying and just so good to look at. So what you got here, you got beautiful support, beautiful resistance, sorry, beautiful support again, resistance, support. This zone is absolutely beautiful. It's clear cut, it's respected. And this is what I was expecting. We've approached a weekly zone in here. So I had a nice little buy limit set here. I sent this out to the premium signals group. And unfortunately, it did break that zone. We did have some struggles breaking that zone. So if you look here, just look at this from a technical standpoint. We've come to a weekly support and resistance zone, which we've rejected many times. As you can see in here, we've got dojis, we've got pin bars, we've got bullish pin bars. The candlesticks are really small as well, which also indicates exhaustion. And then what happened? Price just decided to catapult right down. A bit unfortunate, we can't win them all, but the trade was there. And I know definitely a lot of other traders was taking this trade and was on the same trade that I was, and unfortunately probably a lot of them also got stopped out. If we look at the GBP AUD trade quickly, potentially more times to scale in. So this is where we got in the first time. We got in up here. This is where our initial take profit was, but I actually let it run all the way down to this here, and it actually left no money on the table because we got out around here. We didn't get right on the zone, but we got just above it, so we missed out on a couple of pips, which is absolutely fine. We're now seeing a slight retracement to the upside. This is where I had the scalp in, so we had a buy limit set in here. We had the scalp to push up to here, and then that's when we got out. Unfortunately, this was like at 3 o'clock in the morning, which was not ideal. So I did send the message saying close the trade. Unfortunately, some of the traders in the signals group may have not received it just because of the time of day that I sent the signal. Then we need to move on. So we're now seeing a sort of retracement. I do expect to see some more downside potential for GBP AUD because we are really, you could say we've got a double bottom, but for me, it looks like we've just had here a lot of buy limits set in place. A lot of take profits in here, and if you know, once you close a sell position, it turns into a buy because someone has to buy that position back. So when you close a sell, it acts as a buy, and then all the other buy limits that were in here. So this is just a reaction probably from what retail traders are creating. What I want to see is on the lower time frame some nice rejection. So this would be a really good entry right now, but I want to see like a pin bar away. So what we have here, I essentially want to see that here, and then potentially what we could do is short this into here. Maybe we got an entry about here. We could have our stop losses just above like this, and then we could target the previous lows. It's not an ideal risk to reward, but we're getting a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, which is anything above a 1 to 1 is what you want to go for in trading. So that would be a nice easy trade, and I would expect this to play out within a day or maybe two. But that's what I'm looking at. At the moment, this is just sort of a midweek weekly analysis outlook, and I'm just sort of showing you the trades that we've taken in the Signals group. And once again, if you are interested in joining in the Signals group, you can contact me, findingforex@gmail.com. If you didn't know, it's £40 for a month's worth of Signal access, or if you guys want to take the one-to-ones option, essentially you can pay £60, get 2 one-to-ones and 3 months Signal access, all for £60. So really, it's up to you guys, whatever you would prefer. But that has been the video. Also, I've just noticed that we may be able to stick a trend line in here. Could we get a nice little trend line in here? Something like that. I don't really use trend lines, but even so, we're creating some really nice downward structure, and this is looking like it's setting up perfectly for some sales. Yeah, once again, that's been the video. If you are interested in signals, if you are interested in one-to-ones, get in contact with me via the email, findingforex@gmail.com. But thank you all so much for watching. This is Luke, and I'm signing out. Peace.